Come and do some witchcraft with me. If you follow my page, you'll know that I've been searching for simple ways to reconnect with my own practice. Today we're making serenity bath salts to cleanse our mind, body, and spirit, and this is just what I needed. I'll put the recipe on screen, but this can be as simple and cheap as you want it to be. If you don't have essential oils, you can opt for scented Epsom salts. You can opt out of using the dried herbs, or adjust the herbs and the essential oils to your own intent. The first thing I did after cleansing all my tools and myself was I sat down and wrote out an intention statement. From that intention statement, I then used a planetary grid to create a sigil. I also opted to add some runes on top of my sigil. Once I was happy with my design, I went in with an acrylic marker and sketched out the design, and then went back over it with puffy paint. In the video, you can see me using the white puffy paint. I waited until that dried, and then I went over it with some silver glitter puffy paint to make it pop. Again, this step is completely optional, but I really enjoy the crafting part of witchcraft. While I set my jar aside to dry, I grabbed a scoop that I had lying around and chose to draw my sigil on that as well. I then proceeded to make the recipe, so you start out with 2 cups of Epsom salt. Mine was like in chunks, so I had to break it up with my hands first. Then I took my measuring cup and scooped 2 cups out, and I did 1 cup of sea salt and 1/4 of a cup of baking soda. Sea salt is great for cleansing spiritually, and the Epsom salt and baking soda are good for sore muscles. After giving that a mix, I went in with some dried rose petals and dried lavender. Lavender is great for serenity and relaxation, and rose is great for self-love. I chose to mix it up in my mortar and pestle while thinking about my intention, but you could just shred yours and put it into the mixture. I also didn't use the full herbal mixture because I wanted to save some for a candle working. Then I proceeded to go in with my essential oils. I used about 8 drops of lavender, 5 drops of jasmine, and then 3 drops of peppermint. Additionally, I did 1 dropper full of my Hecate oil from Iris of the Moon. I chose jasmine, lavender, and peppermint because they're all great for cleansing and purification. Once my mixture was ready to go in the jar, I added 3 chunks of amethyst. Amethyst has a ton of spiritual qualities, but it's great for protection and spiritual well-being. And because my jar was so large, I went ahead and made another batch of the salts, and it still didn't even fill up my jar all the way, but that's okay because I have enough supplies to make it in the future. I also want to mention that as far as adding the oils go, I find it easier when you add the oils and then you mix it. So if you pause between each and mix it in, you'll avoid getting clumps. I really enjoyed making these though, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Go ahead and save this video so you can come back and make it for yourself. And remember, you can adjust these ingredients for your own intentions. I did do some candle magic after this and made a matching candle to go with this, so stay tuned for that.